Heinrich Wagner Zinto GmbH would like to introduce this economical and environmentally friendly molding plant for aluminium castings. But before we go into detail, here's the heart of the matter. The molding machine in model form. It produces copes and drags alternately. This molding machine is one of the highly successful HSP series and is designed especially for small molding plants. It operates according to the universally recognized and respected Sayatsu principle, which means that it can even be used to mold sophisticated parts like this. Today, our film crew is paying a visit to Aludeel in Esslingen. Let's start with the molding machine. A fine sand slinger is integrated here, enabling the machine to reproduce even complicated pattern plates with sharp outlines. This slinger filters the sand with a rotating roll brush and distributes it evenly over the surface of the pattern. Next, standard molding sand is filled into the flask and distributed by hand if necessary. The process can be seen especially clearly from this angle. Filling in the fine sand and the molding sand on top. The sand hopper then passes underneath the filling station and is filled with a new batch. Once the flask is turned away and the next flask is in position, the sequence starts again. The cope is placed vertically in the rollover station to enable the operator to pierce ventilation holes in the mold. Then a 180 degrees turn. Now the sprue opening can be drilled into the back of the mold. With this molding plant, we concentrated not only on high quality and profitable molding, but we had the people in mind too. Every station run by an operator has been designed ergonomically. With Heinrich Wagner Zinto plants, the days of back-breaking labor at the foundry are over. Cycle times have been measured in such a way that the manual activities can be carried out without hurry or stress. But output is still around 60 complete molds an hour. This example shows how a respectable output can also be achieved with a semi-automated molding plant by Heinrich Wagner Zinto. Once the rollover has returned the boxes to an upright position, they move on to the core setting line. This needs a delicate touch. A significant feature of our molding plants is the very low consumption of molding sand. This not only increases economic efficiency, but also helps protect the environment. Cleaned and inspected, the molds move to a second rollover, where the cope is rolled back, and then onto the covering station. The molds, ready for filling, are then passed by a transfer truck to the parallel pouring line. But let's stay at the covering station for a minute and watch a complete machine cycle. First, the drag is placed on the transfer truck. After the next push, the rotated cope is placed on top of the drag, closing the mold. Now the cross-motion mechanism is activated, carrying the mold to the pouring line. The empty transfer truck returns. The complete pouring and cooling line. At Aludeel, aluminium is melted in this induction furnace and poured by hand ladles. This plant is specifically designed for aluminium, as we said. The same configuration can be used for an iron foundry with a proportionately enlarged cooling line. At the end of the line is an inclined lift, which passes the cooled molds upwards to the molding line. An index cylinder pushes the molds into the shakeout and separating station. The cods are punched out downwards. The molding box walls are cleaned simultaneously. As the shakeout moves upwards, the cope is lifted, the drag is drawn back, and the cope is lowered into the gap. And so it comes full circle. The boxes are passed to the molding machine. Let's show you the procedure once again, just for clarity. The mold is lifted to the same level as the molding line. The mold is passed into the shakeout and separating device. The cod is shaken out, the walls are cleaned simultaneously, the cope is removed. The drag is returned, and the cope is placed into the gap that's formed. The cod arrives at the shakeout deck, where sand and castings are separated. Here, the castings are removed manually and sorted into the waiting transport receivers. The molding sand disintegrates on its way through the decks as a result of a powerful vibration. And that brings us to the end of our short, informative film. With this plant concept, we provided Aludeel in Esslingen with a low-cost, profitable and eco-friendly molding plant. This molding plant, part of the HSP D series, is yet another example of why Heinrich Wagner Zinto is the leading supplier in this highly specialized field, even for smaller installations. Many thanks for your attention.